Is everyone wrong about altcoin season? Well, in today's video, we're going to be taking the bullish approach to altcoin season and why I truly do believe a lot of people are going to be very offsides on this next cryptocurrency trade. You have some of the biggest influencers like Ansem saying we've 75% chance that we've topped this entire cycle. Other people saying there's a 20 to 25% chance that the cycle has topped. But I don't believe this, and I'm going to share with you proof and data why. Welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Joe. If you like money and if you like crypto, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell to be notified when we publish new videos. They are very time sensitive, and you're not going to want to miss out. Also, please understand that everything I say in this video is not financial advice. These videos are for educational and inspirational purposes only. And full disclosure, we do hold the cryptocurrencies that will be discussed in today's video. So first and foremost, why do I believe that everyone's wrong about this whole altcoin season and what's actually happening in the market today? Well, Crypto Rover said when 99% have given up, that's when the real altcoin season will begin. The Bitcoin dominance is still looking great. And if you look at, we just printed a bearish pin bar on Bitcoin dominance. Altcoin season can finally start now. You also can see here that altcoin season breakout is looking super bullish. We're still consolidating right around the 3.15 trillion on the chart of total cryptocurrency assets. So to me, there's a lot of signs still that we're going to receive an altcoin season. There is, obviously the price of altcoins are down, but you can see here in the last day or two, we're starting to see some short squeezes coming in. The Trump meme coin is coming back, Jupiter is up, XRP is up. So to me, yes, we went through a little bit of a downturn, but I believe that altcoin season is still going to come. And the reason why is because the charts are still holding up right now. Now, I'm also seeing here that Ethereum always explodes in February. It's only halfway through the month at the time of this recording. Altcoin season starts shortly afterwards. So you can see maybe we're just a little delayed. Maybe at the end of the month, ETH will start recovering and going crazy. And the chart for Ethereum looks very bottomed right now, but you can see here that February has always been a good month for Ethereum. So to me, I still think that there's a lot more to come, and I don't think that the altcoin season is completely just not going to happen. I'm also not the only one that believes that everyone is wrong about altcoin season, but a lot of people are talking about how we're not going to be getting quantitative easing. Let's share this quick clip from Bennett.
We've been hearing a lot about interest rates and a lot about what's going on with that. So that's what I want to start about. I want to kind of dispel a myth here. So this is a chart showing the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve. And this line going down right here is known as quantitative tightening. And a lot of people are saying we're not going to see an altcoin season until we move from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing, like you can see right here when this line goes way up from 2020 to 2022. But let me overlay the price of Bitcoin to this. So we saw quantitative tightening essentially when we saw Bitcoin do a 20 plus X in 2017. So the Fed was decreasing its assets while the price of Bitcoin and ETH and a lot of other altcoins rallied really, really hard. So this idea that we need to have QE in order to see altcoin season, I do not think is accurate. And to make this a little more complicated, you can see the interest rates were actually going up. So this orange line is the interest rates. It was going up as Bitcoin went from a couple $1,000s all the way to $19,000. So we also do not need interest rates to go down in order for the crypto market, Bitcoin and altcoins to go up. So both of these narratives that we need QE and we need lower interest rates are just not accurate in order for Bitcoin to go higher, but also altcoins to go higher.
Another indicator for risk on assets has to be the DXY. You can see here the chart. If the DXY breaks below 106, this will show us that we have risk on momentum. And if it goes above 109, this is a trend reversal and caution will be reclaimed here. And I do think here that the 200 SMA could be challenged. And again, if that happens and we break below really even 105 here, that could be a total shift in the momentum. Now, I also want to share with you, is the top of the cycle in? If it's in, then obviously all these altcoins and all these other cryptos are going to basically just disappear and go to zero. Now, of course, there's always that risk in cryptocurrency, and that's why we have these disclaimers and we share about this all the time. But I want to share with you why we could actually be very early on in the cycle.
What I've noticed about this indicator, the second one that I just made here, is for one, every cycle's had a pi cycle top cross, right? But it's also really good for gauging momentum. And there's also some kind of like interim pauses that we go through where I can't help but notice this region every single cycle where, and we could probably move it up just a little bit, where basically you kind of have like this interim pause right here, right? For the distance between the two, right? You get this interim pause kind of earlier in the cycle, somewhere around here, before you ultimately get them crossing. You get kind of an interim pause, right? But the point in me showing this as well is like, we're really not in terms of like historical cycles, we are really not even close to being to the point of like, we are exhausted. We are at a theoretical extreme. Nothing that I'm looking at is screaming to me like this cycle's over. I actually think the more that I look at it, we might end up having like a longer cycle on the table, and we might actually still be very, very early in the cycle where altcoins haven't really performed very well. You've had little, pockets of decency out of them, but Bitcoin is not even close to, being overextended like we've seen in previous cycles going back 10 years. And this is just one example.
So then what exactly is the path to altcoin season? Well, as you just heard from Max, you can see here that phase 1 is still Bitcoin, and I still believe that we're in the Bitcoin phase, but the trend is starting to shift, and this is why so many people are off sides. They're still so focused on Bitcoin, because for the last 3 years, everyone's been saying Bitcoin to the moon, Bitcoin, 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 but then after that, the phase shifts into Ethereum, and we just haven't seen that shift happening yet. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, Ethereum's terrible, nobody's using it, the prices are down. Just think of the psychology, right? Just literally think to yourself, when is the best time to actually start looking at other assets? When everyone calls them quote unquote scams, when everyone calls them the worst performers ever, when everyone's bearish, you typically want to do the opposite of what other people are doing. That's where you make money, right? If everyone is thinking one direction, they're probably wrong, right? And that's what happens a lot of times in markets in groupthink. So after you get the Ethereum, craziness that I think is going to happen here, and again, we've historically seen this specifically here, the Ethereum monthly returns, I think that Ethereum's turn is coming soon. Now, it might be another 2 weeks, it might be another month, it might be 3 more months, right? But historically, this is the time when ETH starts to move. So it might be a little bit delayed. It's going to be maybe a little bit different than the last, cycles that we've been through. Every single cycle is similar, but also different. So to me, people are hitting the panic button when they shouldn't be hitting the panic button just quite yet. After Ethereum, you get the large caps. Then you get altcoin season. Now, I've heard some people even saying, well, we just went from Bitcoin to altcoin season and we're jumping around, hopping around. Yes, this market is a little bit different, but I still think that we're going to get this rotation at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. And of course, you're going to get outliers. You're going to have altcoins, a lot of which we talk about here on this channel, where things go crazy, right? You can get coins that do very, very well out of nowhere, right? Like we talked about some gaming coins that did very, very well. We've talked about AI coins that have done very, very well. We've talked about meme coins that have done very, very well. And so to me, there's always going to be outliers that happen. And that's why you subscribe to the channel. We're approaching 500,000 subscribers. So thank you so much for all of your support. If you enjoy these videos, we really, really appreciate it. But to me, this is the path. I'm not going to deviate from the path because we haven't seen it play out exactly when we wanted it to play out. I still think that we're intact for something like this and this rotation to happen. So if you're in altcoins, or if you're not looking into altcoins, I believe the shift from Bitcoin is coming. It could be weeks, it could be months, but I think that this shift is coming sooner than people really want to see. The reason why I also see this is because FTX will be repaying the people who had their money stuck February 18th, which is literally days away. 18 billion will be paid in Q1 and Q2. Most of this will flow into altcoins. And again, this will trigger an altcoin season. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. This is a lot of speculation. But if this liquidity does come back into the market, that's going to definitely help altcoins. And a lot of the coins are already oversold. You're seeing here that in the last month or so, right, with an exception of a few, many of these altcoins are really, really oversold. So right now, to me, right, the game of any investment is to buy low and sell high, not financial advice, right? But most people, right, they feel like selling right now. They're like, oh, it's over, it's terrible. That's when I believe people are wrong and they're in the wrong side of the trade. So if you want to be on the right side of the trade and you actually want to learn more, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, click the link down below And I teach you exactly how I was on the right side of altcoin season 4 years ago and how I made $200,000 in 1 week trading crypto. It wasn't just me, the last bull market, that have made crazy gains with altcoins. My students made thousands of dollars here. We have timestamped as well as documented testimonials showing you exactly how they were able to make those gains. So if you're ready to learn with me, click the links down below, join us in VIP, because I was able to do this firsthand. I know exactly what is going to happen next, I believe, and nobody knows with certainty, but I'm pretty confident that an altcoin season is coming. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next videos.